What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your weekend astrology forecast for the weekend of July 9th and the 10th of 2022. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Appreciate you all very much. I hope everybody's doing well. Well, yesterday we had a great second class of my school, beginner to reader astrology course. It was great. It was deep for what it was, going through the archetypes, Pluto, Chiron, the nodes. It was definitely a good step in the right direction for where we're going, which is going to be, actually getting into charts next week and building that story. So if you're not a member of that school, please do go to my website and become one. Join the lives, and there are 2 weeks of classes worth up on the website that you can watch. If you missed a class as well, they're on the website for your learning and viewing pleasure. I'm stoked. I got a new computer and it's running crispy. So I'm stoked. Powerful thing. All right. It just took a lot of work. God, moving stuff from Mac to PC, from Mac to PC is a pain in the ass, to be honest with you. But I'm kind of glad I made the leap. All right, well, let's get into this astrology. We're going to see that we have that sun at 17 degrees coming into this Saturday, and it is the weekend that we're really getting that sextile over to Uranus and even starting to get some of that sextile energy to the north node, trine to the south node. Big energy today, too, with that moon in Scorpio making that trine over to the sun in Cancer. I think that, and we're seeing the moon oppose Uranus today with the sun making good aspect. There's certain things in life that we're really having to pay attention to. What are we obsessing over? What are we going so deep and putting all of our emotion into? Is it an illusion? Is it false with the south node there? Does it have any substance? It's K2, the south node. So we're dealing with the body of the dragon. It doesn't have any direction. It doesn't have any head. Obsession right now, honestly, with the South Node Scorpio isn't going to get us very far. It's not going to get us the power we're looking for. It's not going to get us the good, intimate connections we're looking for either. So we're having to really, with the opposition to Uranus, learn how to disconnect and go towards these great values in life. Go towards these different things, these real things. What is not real is probably a pipe dream today on this Saturday. I'll be honest with you, especially with the moon trining over to Neptune and with Venus coming to 20 degrees and actually squaring over to Juno. That makes for some heavy relationship aspects as well. I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of things that we're overly emotionally into and invested in, and it's Cancer season, and there's a lot of this sensitive energy in the chart. We're feeling a lot of emotion. We're feeling a lot of depth. We're investigating a lot of things. But are we coming back to what's real? And I think the more we do, the better we're going to actually feel when all's said and done. I think we need to commit to literally the best things right now. And they're odd things. They're different things. It's like a different way of finding comfort in reality right now. But it is that insight. It is that, liberation that we can be having when we're coming back into our own sense of self, our own ego, and like realizing that, we're trying to make something special in our reality. We're trying to create right now. It's a time of creation. So where are you putting too much effort and focus and obsession into some sense of relationship energy or power or obsessive compulsive energy that just needs to get a straight up, hit the off switch, bloop, and just turn it off, reset it. It's almost like just reset it, reset the energy, and you're going to come out probably feeling much better. The moon's also going to square over to Saturn in Aquarius. I think it's adding to that, like, gosh, we are getting so emotionally invested, but having to be responsible about what actually makes sense with Saturn in Aquarius? What's actually, I mean, these are like decisions that aren't like comfortable. Like, okay, I'm gonna have to disconnect from this person. I'm gonna have to disconnect from this feeling. I'm gonna have to disconnect from this responsibility. Or, it's feeling like you're met with a lot of responsibility, a lot of opposing force that feels like it's constricting you, which with the moon in Scorpio doesn't feel good because it already feels like, gosh, I have to let go of this. I, it, ah. So I think we're really at a point today on the Saturday. There is like this like kite energy with Juno, the moon, Uranus, the sextiles here. There's so much pointing at this moon in Scorpio. Um, these mergers in life, this depth that we're all trying to acquire. It's like everybody's trying to be this super investigator right now, with all the CERN stuff that's going on in the world, crazy weather in South Dakota, it was green out of nowhere. There's so many election stuff. I mean, gosh, everywhere you look, oh, the stuff that's coming out about, you know, people just dying in their homes for no reason. Huh. I just think there's a lot of investigative energy right now, and it's like, okay, like we can try and crack these codes all we want in the world, but at the same time, are you coming back to your personal life and the substance and the reality of that and relating to something that's real, relating to something that's actually stimulating you in your environment with Venus here? We're seeing Mercury break off that square over to Jupiter as well. So I do think that, like, yeah, we saw some big pictures, we had some big hopes, trying to stay positive and curious, but now it's like, okay, like I'm ready to kind of come back into what ultimately makes sense in my life and stop over obsessing over all these things that I don't have control over. Because what does that moon want to do? It wants to have control. It wants to have some power. It wants to go deeper and be this great investigator. But are we getting serious about our individuality, our uniqueness, the innovation that we're getting? If maybe we, you know, calm it down a little bit. I feel like there's intense energy that just needs like a deep breath. As we come to Sunday, we are going to see that moon finish up in Scorpio and have that rise of the Phoenix moment into jovial Sagittarius. So, maybe we do start to come into more hope, more happiness, more abundance, more, just seeing the bright side of life by Sunday, where, I mean, Saturday could have some pretty like heavy, dark emotions. I mean, not a bad thing. It's just like, gosh, how deep are we going to go down, rabbit holes that don't actually involve our personal life? And then the moon's going to make that really nice trine to Jupiter in Aries, which is at 8 degrees, where it's going to retrograde here soon. So, gosh, now it's like, okay, let's actually look at our journey. Let's look at our beliefs. Let's make sure they match with our personal life. Let's stay positive. It's like we could get in a dark place, but maybe by Sunday we come out of it like with some smiles on our faces and saying, you know what, everything's going to be okay as long as I'm doing the things that make me happy. As long as I'm putting my energy into something in life that feels really connected to myself, that feels really connected to who I am and what I'm trying to do and this great story that I'm trying to build for myself. It's going to meet with Antares. It's also going to. What else is it going to do? What else is it going to do? It's going to pose. No, it's going to pose Venus tomorrow and start squaring. Monday's pretty intense. The moon's a little void here. It does quincunx Mars, but I mean, really, we just get that couple hours in the afternoon with the trine over to Jupiter. So I think emotionally we can be feeling very expansive come Sunday and seeing what adventure lies ahead of ourselves. Sun is at 18 degrees, making that exact sextile over to Uranus and working on the sextile over to the North Node. So I think a lot of focus really does come back to our personal life, what's going on inside, having to be vulnerable, having to really, in some ways, like disconnect a little bit from emotion so that we can see clearly, but also feel things, because it's like the feeling is actually going to bring the insight into the best value in your life right now, the best connections, the best people. Um, where's that tribe at? Um, yeah, it's kind of funny. There's not like the most things going on. It is the day before Pluto goes to that exact spot, 2733, where the United States Pluto is exact, and it was on a Pluto retrograde. So really, the exact Pluto return for the United States, the main one with Pluto retrograde, is July 11th on this Monday. So I don't know. And that's going to come with an opposition to Venus and T square energy to Neptune. So I think Sunday is actually just really trying to have us stay open and hopeful and curious as as best we can. It is going to quincunx over to Mercury in Sagittarius, or in Cancer, that moon in Sag, and hmm, there's a septile with the moon and Pluto. There's something about a positive outlook and really like feeling that within yourself that's making some really big, impact, especially Sunday. Like whatever happens in life, can you switch the story and make it more empowering for yourself? Like that's where you're going to find more security than ever, is just like, can you shake stuff off and like free yourself from all this crazy stuff that's going on, or what might come, or anticipation of what might come, and just be in the moment. I mean, it's kind of that way on Sunday, to be completely honest with you. As we're starting to see the sun make trines over to Juno, it's coming up on the trine to Neptune here soon. And then it's got an opposition to Pluto building. We're definitely in this place right now of, I think, finding a lot of harmony and a lot of beauty in surrender. And it's like that relationship to the Most High in life and the faith right now, that if you keep a positive attitude, you can acquire value. You can make things happen. You're not going to be as stuck as you think you are. So Sunday really is this belief shift, and I think it really is. It does feel like we come out of the darkness in a lot of ways. If we've been in a dark spot, or if we, had a rough couple days, Sunday is almost like everything's going to be all right as long as I can get my mind focused on my personal life, my mind focused on the things that make me feel good, use that creative insight to build something solid within ourselves. Like that's where so much expanse is taking place. And I think showing us how we can really relate in positive ways too, that are allowing for curiosity, are allowing for, you know, almost a little bit of just chaos in some ways, but like the good kind of chaos, like the fun chaos. I think Sunday can be a lot of fun actually, if you're willing to do just that and enjoy yourself. What the heck? Who's this guy? Long day. 4-hour class today. I bought this PC yesterday and the one I got was just like broken. So then after my class, I had like 45 minutes to run over to the place I bought it and they exchanged it for me. And then, yeah, finally after 6 hours, I have it set up enough to do a live stream on. It's a lot of work setting this stuff up. It takes time. So that was my Friday night. Saturday morning. All right, what do we got here? The Hermit card in reverse. Yeah, I think that this weekend we're really trying to figure out how to come out of our own caves, come out of our own seclusion, where we, haven't been being vulnerable, where we've been, I don't know, just hiding out and not living life to the fullest in our personal life, and like realizing we got to come out and shine that light, and staying in a dark place trying to acquire some, information isn't going to do anything. Like it's just about life right now. Go live it. Page of Cups, upright. Life is in the exciting moments, the exciting things that make you feel good, the connections, sharing laughs, having a good time. You know, I think there's some really positive things that can come this weekend if we're willing to find excitement and if we're willing to be curious about what good things can come instead of focusing on weird things that we don't really know much about right now. I don't know. It's like, how much fun can we have not knowing? I feel like that's where we're all at, as a collective, is we all want to know what's next, especially in like the spiritual community or the awake community, whatever you want to call that. Everybody's, what's next? What's going to happen? I want to predict it. It's such a Uranian time with Uranus North Node, Mars coming to Uranus, Saturn squaring that energy. Like, I hate to break it to people, but there's no like real prediction on what's going on. We don't even know if things are actually going on. Has anybody actually seen them turn the switch on at CERN? Everybody's so worried about CERN. Anybody seen them turn? Did they film it? Like, would you believe it if they did? Those are questions I'm asking because I don't know. Ten of Swords in reverse. Yeah, I think again, this is like that weekend where we're done messing around, getting us all in, crazy spots mentally or feeling like we're beat up. I think that we come out of that by this weekend and we realize that it's actually uphill from here. There's a lot of positivity to look forward to. Who's to say that whatever's changing in the world isn't going to be more fun, isn't going to be more exciting? I feel like Sunday really brings that energy of fun and excitement, and I feel like it's going to turn the tables for people. So I think this weekend shows people there's just so much to live for. If you were ever questioning it, like this weekend shows you how being hopeful and positive creates so much in your life and really changes your reality. So I think that's a powerful weekend for that. All right. Well, I love you all very much. I hope you have a beautiful weekend, and I will see you all for Monday's horoscope. Much love. Peace.